Hello and welcome to Channel 8 News on Bay TV. I'm Emily Gardner and here's your main headlines for today. The Moon and a Smile exhibition is the latest offering from the Glenvivian Art Gallery, showcasing when Swansea was at the centre of early experiments in photography worldwide.
Yeah, the exhibition is called The Moon and a Smile, and it's a response to the photography of the 1850s, particularly in Swansea, and particularly the Dilwyn Llewellyn family circle. The title comes from the fact that Teresa Dilwyn, who was John Dilwyn's daughter, took one of the earliest photos of the moon, and Mary Dilwyn, John Dilwyn's sister, took one of the earliest photos of the smile, so it's the moon and a smile.
Swansea Hospital is the first in Wales to offer parents the chance to be involved in the care of premature babies. Singleton's Neonatal Intensive Care Unit encourages mums and dads to learn how to tube feed their babies, take their temperatures and give medication. The cafe where you pay what you like for your food is proving so successful, it's more than doubling its opening hours.
You feel so everybody's welcome. From all walks of life, whether they're working, not working, people who need it, people who just want to enjoy it, can come along and pay as you feel and enjoy real home cooked food. And with Matthew's House, wanting to be a pillar in the community, offering hope and hospitality.
Top story today is Swansea Hospital is the first in Wales to offer parents the chance to be involved in the care of premature babies. Singleton's Neonatal Intensive Care Unit encourages mums and dads to learn how to tube feed their babies, take their temperature and give medication. The initiative was introduced by Abertawe Bro Morgannwg Health Board in November 2016. The Health Board said it is proving a big hit with parents. Family Integrated Care Aid was the idea to help develop a partnership between parents and neonatal staff. So far, the care has been shown to improve breastfeeding rates, reduce parental stress, reduce infection rates, and reduce the length of stay for babies. The Singleton team is now looking to extend the initiative, and training is underway in the Special Care Baby Unit at the Princess of Wales Hospital in Bridgend. The cafe where you pay what you like for your food is proving so successful, it's more than doubling its opening hours. Hidden in Swansea is a haven helping the homeless get back on their feet. Our reporter Joe Buck found out more.
Yeah, so Matthew's House, the idea is to be a place of hope and hospitality in the heart of Swansea. And one of the ways early on we wanted to do that was offering hospitality is a lot about food. A lot about feeling welcome, a lot about bringing people in so that they can feel a sense of community and friendship and relationship and things like that. And an idea we had was Matt's Cafe. So a friend of us spoke about the Real Junk Food Cafe, and there was one in Cardiff, so a few of us went up to visit. And when we went to visit, it was amazing. And from that, we spoke afterwards and we all agreed that it would be morally wrong not to bring something so original and interesting and just welcoming, you know, the concept of it, the pay as you feel, so everybody's welcome. From all walks of life, whether they're working, not working, people who need it, people who just want to enjoy it, can come along and pay as you feel and enjoy real home cooked food. And with Matthew's House, wanting to be a pillar in the community, offering hope and hospitality, Matt's Cafe, pay as you feel, was an absolute no-brainer. So we got to work, made up a management team, probably about 5 or 6 people, got all excited about it, got behind the vision and just seen it as a massive opportunity where people can serve Swansea, people can serve people, but also making Matthew's House a home. You know, where people can come and have home-cooked food, meet the volunteers, meet other people, be encouraged, share stories, and find it as a place that they can come to and feel welcome, feel safe, you know, feel at home in a way.
Cuts to teaching assistant posts are putting more pressure on teachers, a union has warned. Official figures showed nearly 24,000 support staff were employed by schools across Wales in 2016, but that was 446 fewer compared to just 12 months earlier, with the number of teachers also down 275. But the Welsh Government said the pupil-teacher ratio has remained relatively stable. This comes at a time where school budgets across the UK are being cut, meaning that for many the financial challenge has impacted on classrooms. A Welsh Government spokesman said they are well aware of the financial challenges facing schools and have prioritised funding within the settlement they provide for local governments in Wales. The spokesman added there were 1,700 more support staff than 5 years ago. The Moon and a Smile exhibition is the latest offering from the Glynvivian Art Gallery, showcasing when Swansea was the centre of early experiments in photography worldwide. It shows incredible new layered photographs from locations in Swansea and Port Talbot, including Langland Bay Golf Course, Sketty Hall, Caswell Bay. Bay TV visited the art gallery to find out more.
Yeah, the exhibition is called The Moon and a Smile, and it's a response to the photography of the 1850s, particularly in Swansea, and particularly the Dilwyn Llewellyn family circle. The title comes from the fact that Teresa Dilwyn, who was John Dilwyn's daughter, took one of the earliest photos of the moon, and Mary Dilwyn, John Dilwyn's sister, took one of the earliest photos of the smile, so it's The Moon and a Smile. It's an exhibition which we've made with the help of the National Museum of Wales, the National Library of Wales, and Falmouth University have supported it as well. The Dilwyn Llewellyn family were based in Pentlegare Estate in Swansea, and they were particularly prolific. We think probably because John Dilwyn Llewellyn's wife Emma was a relation of Fox Talbot, but they spent their times developing new photographic techniques and creating new ways of making faster shutter shots so they can make quicker images and faster images. So you'll be able to see in the exhibition that they were able to take really clear images of smoke, of a smile, which was kind of quite amazing at that time. They also built things like observatories to be able to take the first photo of the moon, and the whole Pentlegare estate was also developed as a space for taking the photographs. It was crafted to create spaces, islands, to create to set up stills photographs and that kind of thing. It was it was only a few people allowed to, it was only a few people working with photography at that time. But now, of course, photography is a global thing that we all use every day in our everyday lives. So it's not something that we think about, but it's open to everyone now, really. It's kind of a thing that's easy. But this exhibition also adds another layer to that archive and kind of adds, as time, it kind of keeps the archive alive and as a living thing.
And finally, more than £24 million is being offered in grant aid to boost tourism in rural Wales. The money is available to improve amenities, increase marketing and develop new attractions. Private firms, charities and public sector bodies can all apply for the funding, which is part of the £1 billion part EU-funded rural development programme. Economy Secretary Ken Skates said he hoped to build on 2 record-breaking years for tourism in Wales. That's all your news for part 1. I'll see you after the break.
Still to come, I'll be here with your sport as Scarlet's Wayne Pivac discuss his Newport Dragons as they get ready for their Judgment Day clash.
We know how hard we had to work for that one, and I think it was 4 tries apiece on the day, and that was playing at home, so we've got a very proud record at home. So we're not going to underestimate them. They're playing for the same reasons that we are. A big occasion, selectors will be...
Paul Clement discusses his team as they prepare for a crucial game against Watford in the battle for survival in the Premier League.
I don't think it's necessarily a matter of they couldn't get themselves up for it. I think they were up for it. I think a combination of the physical side plus they're clearly anxious. And that showed in the way that they played, the rhythm of our football, our confidence with the ball, and we made a massive amount of mistakes today, huge amount of mistakes.
and we have the highlights from last night's Swansea under-23 clash against Aston Villa under-23s.
But it was substitute Adnan Maric who had doubled the lead just after the hour mark, with this shot from the edge of the area beating Johansson into the bottom corner.
Hello and welcome back to Channel 8 News on BTV. I'm Emily Gardner. Police are appealing for help following an assault on a man in Swansea McDonald's. The incident happened in the city centre Castle Square branch at around 8 p.m. on March the 24th. Officers have released CCTV image of a man they want to speak to in connection with the incident and are appealing for anyone with information to come forward. A South Wales police spokesman said police are appealing for information following the assault, which occurred in the McDonald's in Castle Garden, Swansea. Police would like to identify the male in the CCTV as he may be able to assist with their inquiries. If you recognise the male or have any other information, please call South Wales Police on 101 or Crime Stoppers anonymously. That's all your news for today. It's over to Joe now for the sports.
Thank you, Emily. And we'll start with veteran BBC broadcaster David Parry-Jones has died at the age of 83. The former BBC Wales Today presenter and rugby analyst for BBC Radio 5 Live died at a hospice in Penarth on Monday. He was known as the voice of Welsh rugby and commentated on historic sporting occasions such as Llanelli's famous win over the All Blacks in 1972. He was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in 2009 and was cared for at home by Miss George. Miss George described him as a kind, gentle and handsome man whose life was words. Onto the rugby now. And Wales scrum half Rhys Webb says being selected for the British and Irish tour of New Zealand would be the pinnacle of his career. But Webb isn't putting all his eggs in one basket after missing the 2015 Rugby World Cup through injury. Webb suffered a serious ankle injury in September 2015, a matter of weeks before the start of the World Cup, and played no part in Wales reaching the quarter-finals. The 28-year-old says such experiences are helping him stay focused on the Ospreys in the Pro 12 this season. Talking of the Pro 12, Judgment Day takes place this Saturday at the double-header at the Principality Stadium. And according to Shane Williams, Wales places will be going at stake. Record try scorer Williams says the games will be an opportunity for the players to impress ahead of Wales' summer test against Tonga and Samoa, with some key players for Wales possibly on the tour for the Lions this summer. There could be opportunities for players who haven't often featured for Wales. Staying with the rugby, and the Ospreys are currently third in the Pro 12 table, 7 points adrift off second place Munster, and face Cardiff Blues this weekend as part of Judgment Day. Ospreys will be disappointed after they suffered a 20-18 defeat at Leinster this weekend, with Dan Biggar controversially missing a 40-yard penalty kick with the last play of the game. The player had been off the pitch for 9 minutes with a head injury, and Ospreys medical staff had said they were happy with him returning to play. Ospreys released a statement after the game, and Dan Biggar had said he couldn't really remember the last 10 minutes, to be honest. He felt a little dazed. Ospreys say the 27-year-old Wales international must pass return-to-play protocols before playing again. Onto the Scarlets now, and Scarlets fullback Johnny McNichol will make his Principality Stadium debut this weekend against Newport Dragons in Judgment Day, and he says he's thrilled at the prospect of an afternoon of rugby at the National Stadium. Today, ahead of Judgment Day, Wayne Pivac sat with the press to discuss last weekend's game with Treviso, where they got 8 tries past the Italian outfit.
Yeah, we were looking to improve on the Edinburgh performance, where we started the game well, got our bonus point by half time, but then didn't go on with it really, and weren't ruthless enough in that second half. So accuracy was down a bit. So we talked about that and wanted to make sure that we went on and scored a few more points this week, and we were able to do that. And so it was an improved performance, but still there are things to work on, which is a good space to be in, really. Yeah, we certainly do, and we know what we've got coming up. We know what our opponents have got coming up, but certainly some intriguing matches. But our focus clearly is what we can control, and what we can control is an 80-minute performance against the Dragons. And if we can play to our potential, then hopefully we can get some points out of this game, which will keep us heading in the right direction for top 4.
Coach Pivac then went on to discuss their opponents this weekend, Newport Dragons.
Yeah, it certainly is, and speaking to a couple of players who've had illness and had a couple of knocks this week as a result of last week, you can see the disappointment in the players' eyes that haven't been selected, and or aren't going to be selected. So it's a tough one when you've got to name a side for such an occasion, but certainly everybody in the squad is looking forward to being there in some shape or form, and hopefully we can put on a good display and which warrants the occasion. Yeah, and sometimes it takes one occasion really to get the boys up, and playing in front of a large crowd at the Principality, I think you're going to find all players are going to look forward to that, no matter what colour their jersey is that they're wearing on the day. The Dragons have been going through a patch where they've struggled, but certainly we look back to the game we played them in, I think it was about round 4, we found ourselves 20 points and 7 down right on half time. So we know how hard we had to work for that win, and I think it was 4 tries apiece on the day, and that was playing at home. So we've got a very proud record at home. So we're not going to underestimate them. They're playing for the same reasons that we are. A big occasion. Selectors will be there from the Welsh side. There's everything to play for. Forgetting where they are on the table, there's a potential tour at the end of the year. There's bragging rights. It's a derby, so we'll expect a very ferocious first 20 minutes, and hopefully we can come out the right side of that and go on.
On to the football now, and last night Swansea under-23s played against Aston Villa under-23s in the Premier League 2. They beat the Midlands outfit 2-0. Here are the highlights of the match.
Monday evening saw Swansea City under-23s face Aston Villa in Premier League 2 at Landor. The Division 2 League champions made just 3 changes to the side that beat Brighton in the Premier League Cup last week, with Lewis Thomas coming into goal and Jay Fulton and Ollie McBurney returning to the starting 11. Swansea continued to attack and were awarded a penalty on 12 minutes as Ollie McBurney was brought down inside the area. The Scot stepped up to calmly slot home his 11th PL2 goal of the season and give the Swans the lead. But it was substitute Adnan Maric who would double the lead just after the hour mark, with this shot from the edge of the area beating Johansson into the bottom corner. But the full-time whistle confirmed the Swans' 16th PL2 win of the season, meaning the champions are now top of Division 2 with 49 points.
Swansea City midfielder Jack Cork faces a battle to be fit for Saturday's Premier League trip to Watford because of an ankle injury. The 27-year-old was forced off the field during Saturday's 1-0 defeat to West Ham after falling heavily on his ankle. A statement from the club said Cork only suffered a minor ankle sprain. The former Southampton player and club captain Cork has featured in every game since Paul Clement was appointed head coach at the beginning of January. However, some positive news for Swans fans, as that the club are hopeful striker Fernando Llorente will be fully recovered from an ankle injury, so he may be able to start at Vicarage Road. In his absence after beating Bournemouth on March the 18th, the Swans have lost to Spurs and West Ham and drew against Middlesbrough. After their game with West Ham, Paul Clement sat with the press and answered the question, is it a concern that the players can't step up in a time of crisis for the club?
I don't think it's necessarily a matter of they couldn't get themselves up for it. I think they were up for it. I think a combination of the physical side plus they're clearly anxious. They're clearly anxious, and that showed in the way that they played, the rhythm of our football, our confidence with the ball, and we made a massive amount of mistakes today, huge amount of mistakes.
That's all the sports news from me this evening. It's back to Emily.
Thank you, Joe. Don't forget, if you've missed any of our shows or would like to keep up to date with all the latest news here at Bay TV, then it can all be found on our Twitter and Facebook pages by searching for Bay TV Swansea. Stay with us here on Bay TV. Up next, we'll have Carwyn with the Welsh News, followed at 6 by Phil Hoyles, who'll be here with The Tonight Show, and he'll be joined on the sofa by Henry who Talks Virals. We'll see you at the same time tomorrow for a 6 p.m. news bulletin. Thank you, goodbye.